Hey, it's late fall. Matter of fact, it's almost Christmas. Those water temperatures have finally dropped here. The walleyes are absolutely putting the feed bag on. Joining me today is the Ollie Shakur, the walleye doctor. But I'll tell you what, Ollie brought some heavy hitters in here to join us today.
Hey, as always, I'm happy to be here. With us today, we have Brian Zaremski, my original tournament partner, owner of Erie Marine Sales. Also, Jack Winters, professional fisherman, founder of Angling with Officers. Like Tommy mentioned, we're on Lake Erie late season, cooling water temperature. We've had some big winds over 50 knots this week, but we're out here trying to put it together, trying to put the pontoon to use here, put together a different kind of show for you, and bring you the next bite.
Just looking for the next bite, next bite, just looking for the next bite.
So anytime that you travel to Lake Erie or really anywhere fishing late in the season, I mean, we're well into December right now, it's important to realize that a lot of the fish cleaning facilities are probably going to be closed. So what I like to do is I pack a few really key items so that I can properly clean and store my fish, my fillets for the ride home. So it starts with a cleaning board to go on the tailgate of the truck. I bring along a roll of paper to cover that board up. And then some of the items that are important are black nitro gloves, some Ziploc bags to put your fillets in. Lake Erie, we have to keep the fillets intact. That's something important to remember. Of course, you need a high quality cordless fillet knife because we are outside probably cleaning on the tailgate. You cannot ever have too much paper towel no matter what you're doing. But I also travel with this bucket, and what I do with the bucket is I'll put the garbage bags inside of the bucket, put the fish guts in there. That way I can seal it all up. It's a nice clean setup. There's not guts all over the place. Last but not least, a high quality cooler to properly transport your catch back home at the proper temperature. As long as you remember to pack these items, you're gonna be treated to a great fish fry when you get home.
When fishing across the country for as many years as Tommy has, you pick up little tips and tricks to save yourself from issues on the road. Carrying a spare tire and even a trailer hub fully assembled and packed with grease can easily save a trip. Tommy will carry a floor jack and impact drill to lift the trailer quickly, fix a problem, and get back on the road.
So anytime I plan a trip like this, I always pay really close attention to the water conditions. Lake Erie, it's subject to get real muddy, and if it's too muddy, you're just not going to catch any fish. So having the ability to be flexible in your trip is important. But when we start talking about late fall into early winter, you need to pay attention to your travel conditions as well. And by that, I'm talking about not wanting to tow your prized possession of a boat through nasty road slop and salt. So in this situation, we started in Wisconsin and we travel out to Huron, Ohio on Lake Erie. And so what I do when I'm planning a trip like that is I'll start paying attention to the forecast, and not only where we're starting and where we're ending, but all points in between. In this trip, we travel through a nasty section that is prone to get real bad lake effect snow. So you can see it's flying right now. And so I always double check to make sure that not only the conditions are good where I'm going, but my travel conditions are going to be favorable as well. Pay attention to those things and you're gonna have a much better trip.
The Next Bite is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Schaefer's Specialized Lubricant. Putting equipment first. Nitro Boats. Performance Fishing Boats. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Berkley, your fish, our science. And Power Pole, total boat control. Closed captioning for the next bite is provided by Whitewater, built to brave the waves. Making a long drive for a fishing trip is one thing. Pulling a pontoon over to fish Lake Erie is an interesting twist. The larger boat can hold lots of anglers, so it can be a ton of fun, even in the cold and wind. But the biggest advantage is having Ollie in the boat to share his knowledge about Lake Erie and its walleyes.
Here in Lake Erie, we have some pretty good growth rates. It's about 2 years to 15 inches. A fish spawn in the springtime this time of year is going to be in that 6 to 9 inch range, maybe 10 inch. So we're looking at probably a year and a half old fish, I'm guessing.
Oh, nice.
Incredible growth here. Some of the fastest growth rates you'll see.
His expertise on the fishery is an extremely valuable tool when it comes to finding fish and knowing what they're going to be eating, down to the fine details of what's most commonly found for size of bait fish inside the walleyes based on time of year and location.
So these fish have, in the summertime, they're migrating out east. They're hanging out in Pennsylvania, New York waters, gorging themselves on smelt and pelagic type bait fishes. As that water starts to cool, they have some hormonal changes that take place as a result of photoperiod or change in day length. So they'll start to migrate coming back west. And as they come back, one of the first pieces of structure they're going to hit is this bowl type area here between Huron and Vermilion. And what's special about that bowl, it will actually attract bait fish. So we have gizzard shad in here, we'll have some emerald shad in here, we'll have some perch set up. They're going to need some fuel. At this point of the year, some of their energy is being shunted from somatic or regular growth to gametic or egg and milk growth. So they'll start to feed on these gizzard shad, these emerald shiner. So you can take advantage of that. These fish will hang out here until mid-December before they start kind of getting close to the river mouth. So come out here and take advantage and find yourself the next bite. On the stall.
I'll get the board.
Let me clear this other line here while you're doing that. That's a really nice fish, man. That's on that Tennessee shad hit stick again, isn't it?
Yep, shallow diver, snap weighted.
Yeah. Staying down.
You on the net, Brian?
Yep, I need the net.
Here's the net.
Which way are you bringing them?
Come to your side, if you'll let me.
How far back are you?
10.
All right.
Staying down.
Still don't see him.
Yep, he's bulldogging. Here it comes, coming up. Coming up.
Oh yeah, another fat one.
Sweeping him in now.
Oh, nice fish.
Oh yeah. Good fish.
Oh, look how fat that one is.
Barely hooked. He hammered it, popped right off. It's all right.
What a nice fish. Hey, you know what? That thing's bleeding pretty bad. It got a little aggressive on that hit stick. That might be a good one to release to the grease.
Yeah, that gives me an opportunity to talk about something. When you're out here fishing, we're doing a lot of catch and release, and sometimes it's going to be necessary to keep these fish. This fish feels strong, it feels healthy. I can put it back, it's going to kick away and swim away. But there's a good chance it's injured in the gill area that it could die in a couple of days. So sometimes the right thing to do, the humane thing to do, is to keep some of these fish, take it home for table fare.
And what do you think, Ollie? You see a lot of guys that come to town, they keep a lot of the bigger fish. Does that really affect the population of walleye?
Well, no, if you're fishing like a small Canadian Shield lake or some of the less productive lakes, it could impact population. But out here on Lake Erie, they're saying that there's over 100 million fish in the system of legal size fish. And the recreational fishermen, they're not really impacting the fishery that much. So if you come out here, you make the trip to catch some fish, of course, selective harvest is important, but it's not going to kill the fishery to keep some of these fish.
Total Control, presented by Power Pole. 20 years of trust evolved from Total Boat Control.
You know, when I think about it, I think one of the most underutilized techniques for walleyes is using a lipless crankbait. Now I live by Green Bay. Obviously when you're thinking springtime fishing, lipless baits are extremely popular. And this is the new Berkley Jack right here, a bait that we just helped Berkley design. And we did a couple things with this bait to extend the longevity of the lipless technique. You're gonna be able to fish this bait in the summer now, and there's 3 different sizes, a 6, a 7, this is a 7 right here, and an 8. The 8 is all the way up to a 1 ounce bait. So it's gonna sink fast, but we did some things with the body to make it sink even a little bit faster. You can see how streamlined this bait is. It's a lot thinner. The other thing is we positioned the weights within it to the point where we can get that real fast sink down to even fish this thing down into that 30, 35 foot of water. Now, because we built the body so thin, it maintains that really nice tight rolling action that walleyes truly love. So really, this is a bait that I just think is underutilized throughout all the months, but also all the different types of systems. So the Berkley Jack, if you haven't thrown a lot of lipless crankbaits for walleyes, give this thing a try. Anywhere from shallow water to deep water, this thing's gonna catch you a lot of walleyes.
Fish.
Got him?
Got him. He's up. Hooked up.
Hey, that's on that flat line. Nice. Yeah, it looks for real. We got quite a chop out here, and this wind is really blowing, and you're flatlining a rod there. And sometimes that's the deal, you know, those boards get so, they start herking and jerking so much.
Yeah, that long line will take that board surge right out. Cold water, water cooling, fish are probably becoming a little bit less active.
Yeah, that looks like a good one there. I'll help you with that snap weight. Ollie, you want to grab the net?
It's not a giant, but it's a nice
Yeah, it
fish.
looks like a nice fish.
Yep.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
I'm gonna step over one here. Ready? All right. Oh, heck yeah, good fish.
Choked it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a faithful, huh?
Here, I'll hold her up so she doesn't tangle in that net.
Yeah, that's a nice fish. Nice, solid Lake Erie fish.
Very solid. She got a face full of these Berkley Fusions.
Those are some bad
They're
dudes.
very sticky fish hooks. Man, it's a great fish here, Brian.
Yeah, that was a good fat chunky one. It's really rough here today on Lake Erie. We're running a call it flatline just straight off the back. Berkley shallow hit stick, the Tennessee shad. Tommy picked this one out, great color. Just running it straight back with a 2 ounce snap weight, 40 back, total of 90, and then Rod just started ripping. So
Paid off with a chunky Lake Erie walleye here.
yeah, a little smaller bait too. A lot of times the bait's tough. You go a little bit smaller, it helps out a little bit. So
All right, here we go. Let's get her back. Beautiful fish. There she goes.
See ya.
No worse for the wear. All right, so we're out here in Lake Erie in early December again, and we've been primarily catching fish on these hit sticks. This is a deep hit stick in a 12, Tennessee shad. This is a shallow hit stick in 11, also in Tennessee shad. And this time of year, you know, most people think that larger baits are gonna catch larger fish, right? Those larger fish are gonna be keyed in. It's gonna be better for them. It's more food for less effort. But I wanted to highlight something here. One bait that you don't wanna overlook are these smaller profile baits, like flicker shads. This is a flicker shad number 7, and when you look at stomach content analysis from this part of the lake, primarily you're going to find a lot of 2 and 3 inch baits. Now that could be a function of the time of year. These have spawned earlier in the year, and this time of year, this is the size of the gizzard shad here. These smaller profile baits are going to catch fish for you and help you put some fish in the live well. Fish on?
65 back.
How's he feel there, Tommy?
Feels like a good one.
Line's tight. All right, you're clear.
Feels like a good one. That was 65.
Give me that net. Got it. Thank you. Gave a little twist, picked up a hook on the side, probably. Oh, yeah.
I'm bringing them in. You ready, Ollie?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, he came off in the net, too. There we go. That's that number 11 shallow runner again. Just a good old hit stick.
Tennessee shad.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this is another example of that, just hit stick, you know, more of the subtle, just a snap weight stick bait versus the deep hit stick.
Yeah, a little bit subtle more action, subtler action, you know, cooler water temperature.
Yeah.
Still light biters, just nipping at the bait coming in off the back hook, but again, those fusion hooks doing the job.
Heck yeah. All right, let's get this one back.
Let's go.
Nice fat fish. Here it goes.
The next bite is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly. Schaefer's Specialized Lubricant. Putting equipment first. Nitro Boats. Performance Fishing Boats. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Berkley. Your fish, our science. Lowrance. The ultimate fishing system. And Power Pole. Total boat control. Hot topics, leading information and tackling techniques to make you a better angler. Presented by Mercury.
There we go. You know, what I just threw in was the lower half of one of the best pieces of equipment that I've ever been around. And this new suit, it's called the Great Lakes Pro Insulated from Whitewater. The jacket is really pretty special. It's not very heavy. It's thick enough, but the materials that they made it out of are real soft, real flexible. This is a full-blown rain suit, so it can blizzard with snow, or you can have downpouring rain and you're gonna keep dry in this suit. But the insulation is done extremely well. And when you wear this suit with, I've got a heated vest right now, and then just a t-shirt underneath, like you can see, it'll cover 90% of the time that you have to spend out in cold weather. So what we've got here is a very pliable, easy to wear piece of equipment. It ends up being my daily driver for, you know, my jackets in the winter. And after a year of R&D with the Next Bite crew testing this product, I can honestly say the company hit a home run, and it's definitely something that you could use that'll keep you much warmer and more comfortable during the winter months.
Lake Erie can be cruel, especially during the winter months. Paying attention to the weather is important for both your travel and days on the water. If the wind is blowing too many days in a row, the water can get so muddy that it's nearly impossible to fish. Paying attention to the forecast can save you from a tough day on the big lake.
This is a big fish, boys. Yeah, clear that one. Clear it.
Nope, you're good. Stay right there. He's talking about the border rod, so we don't have a tangle here.
Big fish, boys.
He pulled that right to the middle.
Got her slowed down. That's that 50-foot back. Yeah, this wind is really pushing us, and this is a big one.
They got it off. Go for it. Go for it.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah, put it in gear.
Got it. Got it.
All right, I got you in that, Brian.
Off to your left.
I
It's
got
gonna
you.
come right off the corner.
I got you.
There he is.
There he is. Oh, it's hooked in the...
Hey, you know what? This isn't the most giant Lake Erie walleye I've ever seen before, but we've had a heck of a day out here today. Yeah. And you know what? When you have a sunset like that over your shoulder, like I say, it's a special fish no matter what, even if it's just a little guy. We've had a great day out here. You know what? I love coming out to Lake Erie. It's been great getting a chance to fish with all you guys today. And you know what? I think we've earned ourselves some supper.
Yes, we have, undoubtedly.
I just want to talk a little bit about the setups that we used on Lake Erie, specifically the rod length and the rod style. This is a telescoping 7-foot 10-inch rod, specifically designed to be a planer board rod. And what that means is that the action is just right to impart the right action on the planer boards. A lot of people don't think about that in trolling, but the rod is actually also an important part of that deal in imparting bites. Next, you want to have a high quality line counter reel to not only duplicate the bites when you get one, but also when you use it in conjunction with the precision trolling app, I know exactly how much line I need to put out to get that hit stick to the depth that I want it to be at, based on the amount of line that we put out. So it's very important to have that line counter set up. But most importantly, when it comes to trolling, Berkley XT. I absolutely love it. Great abrasion resistance in a trolling application. We're putting a lot of strain on our line, but more importantly, that XT has got the line diameter to match the line that is used in the precision trolling app to let me know exactly how much line I need to put out to get that hit stick to where it needs to be.
He's still off to the side here a little bit. Here. All right. Weight's off, you're clear. Net.
Ollie, are we gonna need to get you a ladder back there?
Yeah. I'm vertically challenged back here grabbing those things. I'd never use it. I'd never give the opportunity to laugh at me. Good
There's
fish.
a nice fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go.
heck yeah.
It's that Tennessee shad again.
Yep. Out here, a lot of times those higher fish are kind of these smaller ones,
Males,
right?
yeah, those larger females, you find them snap weighted a little bit deeper. Yep, beautiful male.
Yep. Well, let's get this
Young
one back.
fish. Got you there. All right.
Look at that sky too.
It's beautiful. What a way
You
to
know
end
what?
it.
We're still closing on that sunset. This is a big fish, boys.
Go here.
Big fish, boys.
He pulled that. Yeah, did you put it in
Yeah,
reverse,
this
slow
is
it
the
down?
one, boys. Hey, you know what? This isn't the most giant Lake Erie walleye I've ever seen before, but we've had a heck of a day out here today.